everybody, it's Grant, and today we are talking about why New Year's resolutions are absolutely worthless and what you need to do for 2022 to be your best year yet. So the first thing we need to talk about in today's video is why New Year's resolutions are absolute trash. The reason that they're absolute trash is because most of them are a wish. Most of them are something that we just kind of say because we're used to it. And truth be told, most of the reason why New Year's resolutions don't pan out for the average person is because you've been saying, I'm going to do this next year for X amount of time. And that still hasn't happened. Procrastination is the end to any great idea, to any great success, or to any great action you were supposed to take in your life. So we all like to kind of put it off. So here's the reason why New Year's resolutions are a joke. The main reason that it's a wish is because most of the expectations put on New Year's resolutions are completely unrealistic. Because most people say, I'm going to the gym every single day for 100 days. First day, they're in the gym. Second day, they're in the gym. Third day, they're in the gym. Fourth day, something happens in life. Oop, I'll get it in 2023. So don't make these unrealistic goals. Make attainable, easy to hit goals. And we're going to talk about that in today's video because truth be told, I'm tired of New Year's resolutions not getting hit. I didn't even set one because I'm always setting goals. And truth be told, I think it's kind of silly. The second reason why New Year's resolutions ultimately fail every single year for all of us is because of the unrealistic pressure we put on ourselves. In the example I just gave before, I'm going to the gym every single day for 100 days. But if you miss one day out of those 100 days, it's ruined. And I mean, you messed it up on day 9. Let's be honest here. But truth be told, for the people that make a realistic New Year's goal, that they're going to lose 10 pounds, or they're going to do something that's small and attainable. I mean, losing 10 pounds isn't small and attainable, but you get what I'm saying. Something that's more realistic, attainable, and then they develop more of a plan for it. After that first person does that for a week, 75% stick with it. After that first person does a little bit more, after they've hit it for 6 months, still almost 50% of people complete what they wanted to do for their New Year's resolution. But those people had a plan. Those people didn't just blindly say, I'm going to be a millionaire, and then magic sauce happened and you ended up doing it. It takes time, dedication, and commitment, and a ton of effort. And it also takes a well thought out plan. So today we're going to get into how to make 2022 your absolute best year, and with just a couple simple tips. In order to become successful at making that New Year's resolution more than a wish, we need to look at what the top 3% do. The top 3% of America actually write down their goals. Now understand, some people like vision boards. Now, a vision board is very helpful because you're a visual creature, right? Over 70% of the world's population is a visual learner. You can read it and internalize it and be told it, but if you see it, most of us understand by seeing, right? Or by doing. Even better. So let's say you put, I want to make $50,000 this year on my vision board. Well, by seeing that, because you're a visual creature, your body's going to start naturally pushing you towards that goal. It's a great process. Don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against vision boards, and at least it's something. But truth be told, the top 3% write down their goals. So if you had a vision board with a plan behind it, I truly think it could be a lot more successful. In order to do the top 3% and what they do, that's great, but let's actually look to be successful at what the top 1% do. The top 1% not only write down their goals, but they review those goals daily. So basically, they take the vision board aspect and what the top 3% do by writing down their goals, and they put them together. By putting these two things together, writing down your goals and viewing them, reviewing them every single day, your body, because you're a visual person, your body is going to be heading towards those goals. And if you make attainable goals, so instead of saying, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of 2022, you need to say, I'm going to have $10,000 saved by the end of 2022. That's an attainable goal. So Here's the thing. By June of 2022, maybe we have a goal of saving $5,000. By February of 2022, maybe we have a goal of saving $2,000. Here's the thing. When you have small, bite-sized goals and you see them right there in front of you and you go look at them and you get to cross through things that you conquer, you get, which is the most beautiful word ever in the English language, excitement. With excitement, anything is possible. The childlike mentality, right? Why do children not know the word no when you want them to stay home and they want to go to their friend's house? Hey, Mom, hey, can I go to Jim's house? You're like, no, do your homework. I did my homework. Eat your broccoli. Did that too. Ask your father, right? He goes, ask Dad. Dad's like, ask your mom. She said, if I ate my broccoli and I asked you. And he's like, well, it's good enough with me because we're dumb. They don't know the word no. You need to have that same excitement, that same childlike mentality when coming to goal setting. And the only way that we can do that as adults with everything bearing down on us is by getting excited. So when you do this, have that vision board, right? You can still have a vision board, but you need to write down those goals and be like that top 1% and review those goals daily. So now that we have the idea of why the New Year's resolution fails, and now that we have an idea of, well, that sounds great, Grant, but how do I do it? Well, the good news is I've got a great goal set formula that I'm going to pan out for you right now, and I hope that you got your ears and your mind open because I really think you're going to enjoy it. So not only am I going to show you how to actually do this process, but let's do one together that I think we all could do, right? I'll even do it with you. The first thing that we're going to need to do is set up a long-term goal. So I've got one for you. Save $10,000 by the end of 2022. So now that we have our long-term goal set up, we also need to get some short-term goals, small victories along the way. So now we have our long-term goal of $10,000 saved by the end of 2022. That's another point. Not only do we need to have a long-term goal that's going to push us and make us want to do it, but still being attainable, we also want to make sure we put a date on it. You don't want to throw this into a hamper and pick it back up and it's been 10 years and you think it's been 10 months or 2 years and say, oh, well, I've still got time to do this. Now we need to date it because it makes you actually responsible for not achieving this goal that was attainable and something you should have done. So the next thing that we need to do is make some small victories along the way. These small victories can grow and they can also be very, very minute to get you started. Because you got to go after that one thing I told you earlier, excitement. So let's talk about that. Our long-term goal is going to be save $10,000. So we need some short-term goals or, as I said, small victories along the way. So let's say by October of 2022, we need to have $8,000 saved. So let's go down to June of 2022. We need to have $5,000 saved. Let's go down to, let's say February of 2022, and we need to have $2,000 saved. We need to have these attainable goals. We need to make sure that we are taking it one bite at a time. Now, I'm going to pause real quick just to let you understand how to set these goals. I would say that you need to have the first goal be something simple, right? Like save $110. That's not outrageous. Most of us can do that. And if you can't, we can always elevate our income by delivering waiter or driving Uber or Lyft. There are plenty of avenues out there for us to be able to go and make more money, either with our brain or with physical labor. So that being said, now that we have our goals, right? We have our long-term goal, and then we have these small short-term goals along the way. I also am a fan of a few other goals. So let's do this. Let's throw one more on the board before we go on to the next thing. And let's say by the 15th of January, 2022, I want to have $411 saved. Now, these numbers might sound crazy. Bear with me. I promise you they'll get easier. And we're going to do that by taking one bite out of them every single day. But the next thing that we need to do is set up a why. We need to write down a why. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting my body through this? Why am I going after this financial goal? Why am I going to the gym to lose weight? Why? Is it to make sure our health is better so that way we can spend more time with our children? Our whys need to be specific. You need to find that one person, that one reason that makes you get out of bed in the morning. And it also needs to make you want to push yourself even when you don't want to. Think about this. It is so hard for us to work for ourselves. Think about that. If you were in business for yourself right now, whether you are or aren't, think about when you aren't told you have to get out of bed, when you don't have consequences for not getting out of bed, would you still do it? It's hard for us to push ourselves naturally. We need to find a reason that's bigger than us that'll push us. So if you have some small children that depend on you, that could be your why, right? I want to make sure that I make my child proud of me every single day. Now, you got to hold yourself accountable, write that down and review that why. And when you don't want to get out of bed in the morning, you go, well, you know, Sarah, my daughter, which I don't have a daughter, this is my invisible daughter, Sarah, but I want to make sure that Sarah has the absolute best life possible. Doesn't mean I'm going to spoil her, but I want to make sure that food's on the table, she wants for nothing, and she's going to learn good, responsible tactics just like we all do, right? So that way she's a functioning, proper citizen, right? And here's the thing. You look at her and you come home every day and you tell her, Daddy did his absolute best. Mama did her absolute best today. And you hold yourself accountable to that. That's our why. Because whenever we don't want to get out of bed in the morning, we have to visualize Sarah and say, oh, it's for her. And then now, getting out of bed's easy. Disappointing her is hard. So that's the way the why needs to be. It needs to be something big enough to push you, even when you don't want to push yourself. So now, find your why. I'm going to give you a second. Find your why. Write it down. Come back to this video later. No problem, right? Timestamp it. Screenshot it. So now, we have our long-term goal. We have short-term goals, right? Small victories along the way to get us excited, right? And then now we have our why. Are we done? The answer is no. The next thing that we need to do is find our how, or our daily action plan. Our daily action plan is literally the roadmap to success. It's what we're going to do every single day to accomplish that long-term goal, to make sure that we crush those small victories along the way, and that way we don't disappoint or let down Sarah. That's what we're going to be after right now. So the first thing that we're going to do, and we're going to put it right here on the screen for you, we are going to put our how. The first thing I think we should do to have our group goal of saving that $10,000 by the end of 2022 is we need to save $27.40. Those of you that follow me knew it was coming. So if you didn't hit this last year when I released this video to you, I want to know if you have. And if you have, the good news is we get to do it again. And if you've already done this, how much easier is it going to be? You now know you can do it. I 100% believe in you, and never let anyone tell you any differently. That's what we say at the end of every video because it's so very true. So the first thing on our how is save $27.40. If you don't believe that $27.40 equals $10,001 by the end of 365 days, here's a video right here to go more in depth on that. The next best thing to put on our how or daily action plan is cutting back on those vices that we think we need, but we truly don't. Number one, coffee. Don't go buy coffee at Starbucks. Number two, energy drinks. I don't drink coffee, but I do drink energy drinks. A lot of people out there would be like, coffee, I don't do that. But you might go get a muffin, or you might drink energy drinks, or you might waste money by eating out for lunch. We all have vices that we can 100% cut back on. Another one that's huge that no one thinks about, going out and drinking, partying, right? We use that as a slush fund or as an excess budget. Well, guess what? It counts, right? Even saving money on your insurance. I've shown people where they're like, yeah, I pay $2,500 for insurance on my house. And I'm like, I don't pay that, and my house is decently expensive compared to your house. I'm not being mean. And then we go save it. So cutting back, cooking at home, meal prepping instead of going to McDonald's, and not only shortening your life, but also wasting a ton of money. I literally cook, and I'll say it again, and I will make this video, I promise, for about $30 to $40 a week. Now, sometimes I will go spend crazy money on crawfish, some steaks, or go and eat out. But truth be told, I prefer to cook at home for the health benefits as well as the savings. I get to eat a better meal, cooked by a better chef, I'm pretty good, and it's going to be a whole lot less expensive. So another thing to put on our how would be meal prepping at home. And comment below if you want me to do that video. I will. I just need to go do it. Another thing that we can put on our how list is to increase our income. In 2022, we need to be going after maybe delivering Uber Eats or Waiter or DoorDash. Another thing that we could do is by getting a lawnmower and go and start mowing yards instead of going home and watching Netflix and eating and being tired and miserable from our day. You could also drive Lyft or Uber. You could create your own YouTube channel. You could go and start a business. There's so many productive things that we can do, right? That can increase our income. So that way saving $27.40 is that much easier. Something I also like to put on my how list that we have right here on the screen for you is staying positive. Every day, I want to be positive. No matter what's going on in your life, you need to stay positive. Keep pushing, keep going, and things will happen for you. Another one, be on time, right? Stop being late. Don't procrastinate, right? Put some other easy ones that you can put on this how list, and it doesn't need to be 4 pages long. It needs to be about 8 to 10 things that you look at and you know, that's what I got to do. Another thing that we need to do with our goals, now that we have our how, our daily action plan, our short-term victories along the way, our long-term goal, and our why. Those are the 4 key things to be in that top 1% mindset that will make you absolutely and crazy successful. We also need to hold ourselves accountable. Where do we keep those goals? I'm going to have a video, so I'm not going to show you this right now. But right now, boom, I've got goals on the back of my phone, and sadly, they're outdated. But I haven't accomplished all of them yet. And I need to hold myself accountable in 2022 by doing this every single month. And then when I cross them out, I can go retake a photo of it so I can see visually, like that vision board, me having those small victories along the way. Right? Some of the things right here on this that I can tell you is YouTube. I have them compartmentalized. YouTube, 100,000 subscribers. How awesome would that be for me to be able to cross that out and have that updated? So what I'm telling you is, and we'll have a video on my personal goals, where I did, what I didn't do, and what I'm going to do in 2022. And this, keeping them on the back of your phone. So that way you can hold yourself accountable. And if your goals aren't crazy big like mine aren't, put them on your actual lock screen. That way you see it every single day versus having to go find it on your home screen. Keep me updated in my comment section. I do love to read and answer all of our comments. I'm about to get back into it. It has been a tough time at the end of 2021. I'm also sharing it with you in my next video. 2021 rewind, so be watching for that if you want to know the juicy details of why I keep saying that I've not been 100% ready to rock and roll, but I'm still pushing, I'm still going. I still 100% believe in you. I know now that you have these tools that you can do anything you set your mind to, and never let anyone tell you any differently. Please power up that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's make 2022 the absolute best year any of us have ever had. Let's do it together. And also, hey, I don't know what subscriber goal I'm going to go for in 2022. I haven't quite decided yet, but I think 200,000 subscribers would be cool. 150,000 subscribers would make me happy. So, truth be told, I don't want to set it too unrealistic. So comment below what my subscriber goal should be. Comment below what your goals are going to be for 2021. Please put them in the same comment or put 2. Either way is fine with me. And I will see you and your goals on those comments on the next one.